This week on Cars and Things Restos, time to get this tonner finished. Welcome to Summer X 35. Welcome to Summer X 36. Welcome back to Cars and Things Restos. Alrighty, got to get stuck into this. Jamie's hanging out for it. Let's get up to the panel shop, get stuck into this tray. Alrighty, so we've got Jamie's tray up here. Jamie had this tray fabricated by a fabricator, not a car builder or anything like that. And I'll show you a few things that he's done wrong that you guys need to know if you're going to build a tray. Do not do this. And the first one is, make sure when you pick your steel and you got it in, always put your seam to the inside. That seam's all good there, all to the inside. Then I'll come around to this side and the seam's on the outside. The problem you got there, guys, is it's not dead flat. It curves in a little bit like that, and that sticks out. So that will show up in the paint big time. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to sand all that back. I'm going to have to skim coat the whole thing with filler so it'll look like flat like this, because that just stuffs it. And you can see, look at he's done. He's got into it with the grinder. I'm going to have to probably spray some resto finish all over this, and I have to block it all back. It's just going to take a shitload more time to do because unfortunately people that build stuff, like this guy's probably an engineer or something, and he builds bloody grape harvesters or fucking, you know, shit like that, where they don't care what it looks like. But when you're building something that's going to be put on show, you got to be, there's a few things you got to make sure you get right, just to make life easier. Just going to make my job a lot harder. Never mind, is what it is. Go around and fill all these little gaps in. So what I'm going to use is, I've got some metal filler here. It's a fully metallic polyester filler paste. It's aluminium, it's got metal in it. So we'll put some of that in it. I think I've got glass there. I've got fiberglass I could use. Sandable fiberglass. I'm going to try this stuff. We'll put that in it. Fill all those little imperfections in those holes all the way around and see what comes up. I've got Jamie's tray here. I've given it epoxy underneath here in black. It's a bit hard to see with the light, but I've put some stone guard under the back there, and also stone guard in here. So that side of it's done. So now what I've got to do is lay it back down flat, epoxy all the top side of it, and then we can get stuck into rubbing it all back and getting it ready. Alrighty, I'll bang this in. We just epoxied that. We'll let that cure overnight. So we're going to, I'm just heating up the booth. It's up about 22, is it? 23 degrees in here now. We went and got some gloss coat yesterday. It's some new stuff we're trying out on wings. I don't know what it is, but it's good enough to just do under bodies and chassis and stuff. So we're going to give it a bit of a gloss coat just to cover that epoxy. Might make it look a little bit better. See how it comes out. There we go. Bit of gloss black on it. Let's just smarten it up a little bit, and puts a coat over the epoxy.
So that should be good. That's all stone guarded under the wheel arches. I'm not too worried about that. They can stay like that. But that'll do. Now we can flip it over and get stuck into the top.
Alrighty. So I just hit that tray with our deoxit. So I've just wiped over it. With that I've put a fair bit on it, and then I've gone over and neutralised it with a wet cloth, because it leaves it like a white after residue on it. So we'll get that off. We know it's all been neutralised and ready for epoxy. So we'll I'll get a hit of epoxy on it. Then we've got to start doing some filler work on all these friggin' guards, and I'm a bit worried about this here, across here, because it's concaved. All I can do is put a bit of filler in it and hope to Christ we don't get any flex in the tray and it tries to crack out. But I can only do what I can do. That's what the customer wants. So we'll see how we go. Alrighty. So as you saw, we gave this an epoxy. Now just give it a bit of 80 grit on the orbital and going over where we need to put some filler around here, around this edge. I'm going to have to do something through here. I'm going to try and skim it and see how it goes. I'll give it a go. I really need brother here to do it because he's a whiz on it. But I'm here on my own, so I'll do what I can, I'll do it the best I can. I'm sure he'll come up there and tell me how good a job I've done. I'm sure. I might even have to put that on camera when he does and see how we go. Alright, I'll mix up some filler and get it in here and see if we can make that'll look half decent. Smash some bog on it. It's fucking low. I'm still going to put a heap more in here. I thought it was only out here, but it's not. It's right in there, so there's a little bit more. This side is even had to put more in that. I'm going to still put more in the guts of it here. They must dip down like that, but it is what it is, and I've still got to push it across there. But it's sanding up all right. I think it's looking okay. Should be pretty flat when we paint it. Bit of work in it though. I've been on it all morning, sanding and bogging and sanding. It is what it is. Keep going. Alrighty. So we did that across there, which came up pretty flat. Just got a couple of little lows. So we filled them up again. The guards are looking good. So we'll let that cure tonight. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll give that one more sand. And then it should be ready for the, the resto finish, which we've run out of. We just ordered some, so it should be here in a few days. And we'll give it a couple of coats of resto finish, which will fix all these little, where they welded it on, hopefully, and see how it comes up. Nearly ready for paint. Oh, nearly forgot, guys. So I've got all these guards and that centre all sanded back, heating the booth up, and I just started laying down some resto finish, and I went, oh shit, I couldn't remember if I filmed it or not. So it's all pretty flat. So now we're going to put a good coat of resto, a couple of coats of resto finish on it, and let that cure overnight, and we should be able to block that back and see what it looks like. One good coat of resto over it. I did a couple of spots over where they welded that down. It might come up. It looks very wavy. I'm not a fan of welding, spot welding the metal on. I just hope we can get it as flat. I don't think it's going to be perfect, but we'll do our best to see how we go. We started rubbing this tray back. It's actually coming up better than I thought. As you can see, there's a couple of low spots around the guards, which you can feel them. Needs a bit more work there. There's a little low there, but there's a high here, a high here, a high here. That was high. But it's getting a lot of those imperfections out that I saw in it. There's a thing there, we'll have to fill that. That must have been where one of those welds were. But the other welds have all flattened off. You can see one there. I'll just see if I can sand that on camera, show you how bad it is. There you go, you can see it. But it might come out. I'll just have to rub it. Keep rubbing it. If we get down the middle, we've got to stop. But they seem to be coming out, so we might be a bit of luck. I reckon I'm probably still going to have to give it one more coat or two more coats of resto. I'll get brother up here to show him to see, but I don't think I'm going to get these highs out, because when you push on them they're going down. So unfortunately I think that's how they're going to be. So you may see a few little imperfections in it like that, but definitely going to be able to get these guards better than that for sure, even if I've got to get a bit of glaze and put in them. I don't think so though. Probably hit it with another 2 coats of resto and it'll probably come out. But getting there, it's actually surprising me. I thought it was going to be a lot more up and down and wavy than it is, but it's looking the goods. We'll see how it comes out. There we go, so it's all rubbed back. We had a couple little holes in it. Brother's just here and he just laid some glaze over this, so he's gone right out there, but that'll probably all sand off. He's just had too much, he made too much up. Gone ya, brother. So it's looking pretty good. Brother was very impressed with it compared to what we could see before. He's really happy with it. He reckons we'll just probably hit the guards again with resto, just that area there, rub them back and straight into high build and then ready for paint. They're not far away. It's looking pretty good. Righty. So there we are, last cut back of the resto. It's come up pretty good. We've got a couple of little highs here and one over there. I'm not too stressed about them. So I'll get brother to come up and check over it. See, it's always good to have 2 sets of eyes, plus his eyes are better than mine. I'll get him to go over it, and then I'm ready for high build. We'll get 2 or 3 coats of high build on it, block her back, and ready for paint. Here we go. Got 2 good coats of high build on there, so we're going to let that cure off, and then we'll probably get the guide coat the whole thing and block her all back. You'll be ready for paint. Getting there. Alrighty, there we go. So we blocked the whole thing back with I don't know if you can see that, 320 that paper was, pretty fine. So the whole lot's been blocked back with 320. It's as flat as I'm going to be able to get it, I reckon. And then I went over it with the orbital after that with 400. So that's 400. So I've gone over the whole thing with 400 with the orbital, get all the little fine scratches out of it, the 320 scratches out of it. So that's done. Then I've blown it all off, give it a clean, and then I went over the whole thing with a red Scotch Brite, which is about 600, they reckon. So I've gone over the whole thing and try and take any little scratch that I can find out of it. At least cut down on any scratches coming through the base coat. So it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I might just get brother to come up and stick his eye over it, because two eyes are better than one. I did notice there was a little imperfection just there, so I might just put a dab of high build in there, and then when it dries I can rub that back. That's about it. That's the only imperfection I can see. Yes, people will say, oh, it's all got rub throughs. Yeah, but that's only back to the resto. Not real worried about that because because I've only gone back to 400, I will be putting a sealer over it because a sealer will fill in any little imperfections before I lay the base coat down. So be sealing this and then colour and clear. I think it's colour and clear. It might be single. I'm not sure. Might be 2-pack. What was it? It's single coat. So no clear over this one. I did base coat clear on the tub, single coat on the inside the engine bay, and we're going to single coat the tray, which we'll see how it comes up. We'll see what the depth looks like compared to the body. It's the same, exactly the same colour because I did all the engine bay and you can't tell any difference. So, well, it's mixed up under the same colour. One's just a base coat, which we put a clear over so we can get some depth, and the other is a single coat, which probably won't get as much depth, but depending on how many coats I put on it, whether we polish it. And if it doesn't look right, we'll sand it all back and we'll put a clear coat over it. Not going to hurt it. You can put clear coat over single coat, won't hurt it at all. Just got to scuff it all back and then smash some clear over it just to get some depth. But if you've seen Trav's VC Brock, that was single coat and we've got plenty of depth in that. That looks good. Probably not quite as much depth as Mako, but good enough. It's only a tray. All right, I'll get brother up to have a look, final check over it, and in the bait booth. So we gave the joint a big wash out. I just give that tray just a coat of sealer. It's come up pretty good, but there's one spot that I messed up, forgot to sand back, one of the two. Not sure if you can just see it, just there. I put a bit of a high build on that and I forgot to rub it back. So you get to this stage, that's fine, let it flash off. I'm going to give it 10 minutes and then I'll go and get some 600 and I'll flatten all that back and then just give it a quick go over with the sealer. Should be good. Then we can give it 10 more minutes and we'll be putting colour on it. Get ready. Just dusted the first coat on, just quickly, lightly, going over it. Everything looks good except a little bit of water just there and a fucking hair in there. Like I'm covered up, I had my hood on and there's fucking hair in it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is let it flash off, get rid of those little imperfections and keep going, guys. Got a few coats on it. So that's got, how many coats has it got on there? Yeah, it's got 3 coats on it at the moment. It's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of shit in it, but that's a big flat panel. I was never not going to get anything in it. Like I can see a little bit just there. But mate, it is what it is. I knew that I was not going to get shit in it. I've had the hose running in here while I've been spraying, but it's just too difficult. Such a big flat panel. It was going to happen. But it's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with it. I've given it a dusting to get the pearl to sit up. So I'm going to give it one more coat. Maybe 2, I don't know, I'll see how much paint I've got left and see how it comes up. Alrighty, there we are, done. I got 5 coats on it. It's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of shit in it because that's a big flat panel just sitting there for all the fucking crap to fall in it. So I'm pretty happy with it. So 5 coats on it. It looks pretty decent. So the thing is, all these paint jobs look really decent straight off the gun just after you painted them. The real test will be tomorrow once all the solvents have escaped out of them and it's shrunk back a little bit and dried. That'll give us the true finish, whether there's any orange peel or whatnot in it. But at this stage it looks pretty good. Alrighty, get her on the view and see what it looks like. There she is, she all loaded up. We're going to take her back down the workshop, and we're going to slip her on the ute. It's come up pretty good. It's pretty flat. There's not a lot of orange peeling. There's a little bit in it, but we'll talk to brother if he wants me to give it a light sand back and a polish. We will. We'll talk to Jamie as well, but it's not too bad. Doing the goods. All right, we'll get her back to the workshop. Off the trailer, put her up on the hoist. Now we've got to work out these bolt hole sizes. I reckon they're all 10mm, Mick, so I think we'll be right. We'll get this thing in, put her underneath it, and see if we can make it fit. Hopefully it's all the same colour. Looks the same. Guys, we've got Don. I need to apologise. I should be filming because you should hear these guys carrying on, especially him. I'm spewing because it's the funniest thing I've seen in a while. Hey, Sean.
You haven't drilled the hole there.
How you going there, bud? He's not talking to us. Look, he's angry. Well, it's on there. So now we've got to get these lights in it and see how we go.
How come that one's right through and that one's only just through?
Because they're shorter.
Short screw, though.
Screws, yeah.
Did you want the shorter ones in there?
Yeah, if I can.
They're only just through, you know that, don't you? Stainless too.
These guys, yeah, they're fucked.
Stainless. You know what, Reggie? We didn't make the fucking lights.
We didn't make the truck.
China made the lights, didn't they? China made them.
Well, no wonder they're a little bit out.
They couldn't see.
They couldn't translate to English. It fucking just spins around.
Okay. That's it, don't over-tighten the track. It's funny fucking shit.
It's only
eBay
plastic.
fucking lights, aren't they?
Plastic.
They don't even shit on eBay.
eBay good. eBay cheap. eBay good.
eBay China.
eBay, get on board.
eBay is good. Henry's just about had enough. That one go. Nick's talking to himself over there.
Alrighty, there we go. Lights are in, trays on, tightened down, all wired up. I've got a number plate wire all tucked up under there, so I'm not going to put that in until we get the number plate. I reckon they should pass it for a roadworthy. I'll talk to them. So the wire's there, we just need to locate the number plate. Hopefully they'll be right with it. Not what, you know. Hey, Mick. Alright.
Just tell them that, mate.
Oh, sorry, reverse lights aren't working. We just got to hook the find out. I'll probably pull the console out and check that. Well, there he is. It's a bit dirty, but the tray's nice and clean. Beautiful. Alrighty. So that's it. We'll probably take this for a drive. Make sure its drive runs alright. Well, it does run alright. We'll just make sure everything's working and take a nice little cruise, and that'll do. Alrighty. There you are. Jamie's tonner, all done, trade's completed, and all bolted on, ready to go. You can take it in and get it roadworthy for it now, and then you can start cruising it. Alrighty, well thank you for coming along. Thanks for helping, Mick. Good job. Oh, no worries. Alrighty, yep, that'll do for this episode. Thanks for coming along and watching. If you haven't subscribed, please jump on and subscribe, hit the bell, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!